Hello, welcome back to Diffusion Live. In this episode, I want to be doing some improvisations using grease pencil and geometry nodes. So let's get started. So first of all, just Shift A and create grease pencil. Okay, and we go to draw mode, and we're gonna pick the ink pen, and we're gonna be drawing some flowers, and it's gonna be like it's up to you how you want to create the flower, but basically the idea is just maybe use your stylus or your mouse and just rotate around the camera or the view, and just draw like a random stroke. So grease pencil by default will just draw like black ink, which is probably what you don't want. You can just replace this color with anything you want. So grease pencil is weird in that way, but I want to show you something that you can also go into vertex paint and simply override the paint or the color. So this is kind of weird feature of grease pencil I found, but also this kind of like a quick way you can create like a colorful instance of flowers. So you probably want to try doing this. Just gonna use random color. So it's like a little bit of art therapy. You don't need to worry what you're creating, just follow your instinct. And let's say we are happy with this flower. Let me try. Okay, let's save this first. Flower improv. I like working with grease pencil and geometry nodes. It's kind of like my tools. Let's say I'm happy with this, but I want to randomize the color. I can actually use tint. I think the tint or hue saturations. So you can randomize the stroke and fill using this method. Kind of quick way to create variations based on a single stroke. You can also deform and do things like that. Maybe it will create more interesting result. Maybe use noise, for example. Maybe I should have done this earlier, but yeah, anyway, you can add noise. Now I will hit A and select all, put this into a collections. You know what I'm going to do? I will just create maybe I will create a curve and then hit tab, go to edit mode, and we're gonna draw some curve. Oh, this is actually not a curve. This is a drawing tools, annotation tool. So let's delete that. I forgot. This is actually somewhere here. Annotations, just delete it. Select your curve, go to edit mode, select draw, and you can draw some random strokes. This is gonna be where the flowers gonna be instance, so it's pretty random, but you will see. Okay, we can now jump into geometry nodes because that's a curve, and curve in Blender is quite special. We can just replace the curve and instance some points. So go to curve, 2 points, and we get some points there. We can randomize the position of the point. So set points, just randomize this with noise. So just plug this there into the offset. Just use vector math. Just simple basic stuff. The point is not as visible unless we switch to this rendering mode, different rendering mode, and then we can maybe use vector math and just scale the noise. You can actually animate the noise as well using 4D. Yeah. And we can set the radius, set points radius, I believe. Yeah. So we can actually see the points better. Replace this count with the length. Now we have full control of the points. And yeah, maybe reduce the scale of the noise here. Okay, just play around with the value. Now let's just use instance to instance on points. Drag our grease pencil, separate the children and plug this there. And hopefully my computer is powerful enough to instance the points. Maybe in this case we have too many points. Let me just force quit that, reload. While doing that, I will also create I will just load a Diffusion Bee, and I will use this AI to turn the grease pencil into flower. So we have file, save as, and we're gonna reduce the number of points and plug this instance. Okay, and maybe my computer is not strong enough to do this, but if we switch this to render, now we can see the explosion of flowers. Let's separate children and randomize the rotations. Random value, vector, plug this into the rotations. I believe this should do the job. Reset the children. Now we have explosion of flowers. We can actually write something here, just replace the curve. Let's reduce the scale. I can try to increase the number of points. Okay. We can randomize the scale. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it like this, because it's getting a little bit slow. I think on a Mac, I think grease pencil instance kind of a little bit slow sometimes. We might need to reduce the number of points, but for now, I think this should be okay. So from here, I can just take a snapshot, just for example, and then I can switch to Diffusion Bee, and let's do some AI magic. I'll use this screenshot, and let's see. I can use the Van Gogh, and then just specify the prompt. Beautiful random flowers. And what's the Van Gogh? I forgot the... Okay, let's see. Van Gogh. So to do the Van Gogh diffusion, I got the model already. All we need to do is just to use this Vincent Van Gogh, and then just place this in the prompt and just generate, and it should work. We just create some random variations and we should expect some result. Just wait for a few seconds. It's loading the model, and then in just few seconds we're gonna see some results. In the meantime, you can all come back to Blender. Let's see. Let's reduce the points a little bit for now, and we can select our Bezier curve, go to edit mode, select all, delete, and actually go to edit mode, select all, delete, just draw something. Scale the points. I think the length is too much for my system to handle, so I just can draw something like this. Just different arrangement of the flower. We can use different light, but let's see. Okay, it's generating now. It's gonna take around a minute to generate result. Okay, this is a Van Gogh model diffusion, and you can actually create some really interesting result using a photograph of scenes or a person's face. In this case, we are creating flowers, okay, based on this. So you can try doing this again, maybe make 4 different, increase the guidance scale and hit generate. Come back to Blender. We want to have some more variations. Let's see, randomize the rotations a little bit more, and create random value here and just use float. This is for the scale. So just imagine this is like arrangement of flower. Maybe make some kind of writing and render this out so we can use it inside Diffusion Bee. So it's working hard over there. So this is Grease Pencil working together with geometry nodes, trying to create a base model for the flowers. You can actually replace this with any 3D objects and just instance some Grease Pencil on top of it. Let me try one more. Edit modes. So delete the drawing, go to top view, just write down like, or just make like a doodle, smiley face, the radius is too strong, just replace this with smaller number. And we can then use this to generate the flower. So if you have like instance of flower like procedurally generated using geometry nodes, this will also work. You just need to replace the collections. So Grease Pencil is kind of like a dummy in this case, but using this together with AI, you can actually get some decent result. So let's see. So my computer is struggling a little bit. I need more memory in order to do this properly, but this should give you some ideas. Okay, smiley face, maybe too much randomness. That's okay. So you can animate this and then just send it to AI and you should get some result. Okay, this is, yeah, it's pretty good, right? All you need to do now is just change the image with the new artwork and then just hit generate. So you can create like 10 variations or 100 variations, just run it overnight. You don't need to wait. But so that's the idea. Just using the stroke, using a blender and grease pencil, you use that as the base for the AI to do the processing for you, and then you get to create like hundreds variations based on that. I know it's just basic scribbles. Like I said, it could be like just an art therapy, but I think this is quite fun to do, and you are learning about geometry nodes a little bit, and then also a little bit about Blender. Like I said, grease pencil is a little bit funny in the way that, yeah, you draw the stroke and then you can recolorize the stroke by painting the vertex weight. I think in the future, if grease pencil and geometry nodes work somehow, a little bit more procedural, you can create something that's a little bit more interesting. So this is the Van Gogh interpretations of these simple artworks, right? In the way, that's kind of the idea. The flowers, even though this artwork is like 512 by 512, it's very low resolutions. This could be like a concept art, but also this 512 by 512 is not that small. In fact, it's actually pretty good size. If we replace the model, instead of using Van Gogh, let's try Midjourney, for example. The Midjourney model, if we can load it in a few seconds. So by replacing the model, whether you use the base Stable Diffusion 1.4 or 1.5, you're gonna get different results. Maybe you get something that's a little bit more realistic if that's what you want. You can actually change the prompt. Instead of using random flowers, you can specify random things with anything. Any prompts that you give will give a different result. Okay, this is a token that will work only with Van Gogh. In this case, maybe this model will not understand this. Maybe it's just gonna ignore it, but let's see what's gonna happen. By the way, this token, Loving Vincent, is from this movie actually. I quite like this Van Gogh diffusion actually. So far, I think only 2,200 something people using the model, which is interesting if you think about it. Not many people understand the AI generated tool. So yeah, if you're watching this, you're probably some of the first artists or non-artists, just creative people who actually use this AI in order to generate something beautiful. Like I said, this is like low resolutions, but you can still use this maybe to create like an e-card, greeting cards for your parents, friends, family, just to send it online, you know. Just write "Have a nice day" or something. Yeah, but this is just like a really basic examples, but I really like the tools like AIs and also blenders. It's just like there's so much in this that you can create just with just the basic ideas. You can just use this and then keep creating something, you know, like unlimited, infinite art. Basic creations, infinite output. All right, so hopefully you find it useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.